Hey everyone, it's Brother Chris here, and we're great to see you. But the other person that's on the other side of the camera, on this side here, is Gypsy Lady Eva. Hey,
The
lady, how's it
gypsy
going?
lady. Oh, that storm we had, that still is rocking me.
Ah, yes. For most people though that are listening live, or watching us on playback that are not in Southern Ontario or part of actually the states, we just had a major storm go through, and I think that was just over the weekend.
Yeah.
Parts got really bad. Parts of the states, actually, right where you live, I hear had no power.
Parts of them did. We did not lose power. It flickered every now and again. But the greatest thing was the cat was under the covers with me, and she was
Yes.
just purring her little heart out.
Yes, yeah, and for Ontario though, Barrie, Ontario, which is well known for tornadoes, they got tons of ice. They were actually with power for a a very long period of time. Same with parts of Toronto going actually up towards Ottawa. Right where I was, though, all we got those light freezing rain yesterday morning, and that was pretty much it. So, for
I
those
have something.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go
go ahead.
ahead. No.
No, no, no. Finish up.
All
Finish
right.
up.
No, I was ready to start, but go right ahead.
I have something I wanted to share with you. You have a black cat
Yes.
named Rocky.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just got a crossbreed. I'm not sure what it is, but it's mostly pug and
Okay.
it's black. And guess what the name is?
Rocky?
Yes, it is.
Uh
And it's like, oh, they should meet,
Ye-
become adopted brothers and sisters.
yes, yes. It's like but
I think that would be, I just had to tell you that. I thought that was so neat.
yeah. So yeah, again though, that's kind of cool. But we'll be right back after this quick commercial break, and we're going to be discussing about our past guest though that was just on the show, which is Jackie Dennison, the founder of Feathers Academy. So we'll be right back. Deal with her. Hey everyone, check out our merchandise that we have now listed underneath hauntinglivepodcast.com. We used to be on Etsy, but we found a little bit of troubles with that, so we are now on hauntinglivepodcast.com with our merch store. Check it out. We've got so much items all together with cleansing items and crystals and so much more. Check us out, hauntinglivepodcast.com.
Follow us here at Haunting Live, our new shows, and we are honored to have a brand new co-host on our shows now. Yolanta Mary is our co-host, and she does a lot of work for us on the side and introduces people to the show and discusses different topics on the show. So we're really happy to have her here this season. So go check out our brand new episode.
Alrighty, so yes, we're back from the quick commercial break, and I'll have little fingers, so you were kind of down 100%. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. And hello, Eva.
so,
Hello.
so, Jackie, would love to learn about your first experience that you've ever had within the spiritual paranormal world.
So, the first experience I remember was when I was a child, and I was with my friend, and I bent down to stroke a dog, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm stroking the dog," and she couldn't see the dog.
So yeah, Jackie Dennison is the founder of Feathers Academy. She was a great lady to actually have on our very first guest speaker, actually. And we're gonna sort of talk about what we've actually sort of picked up from her, and also what we loved about her being actually on the show. So she's a personal friend of mine, and now she's a good friend of yours, actually, Eva.
Thank you.
But yes, what would you now you introduced, or did I introduce Jackie?
I think you introduced her.
Okay. All right. But yes, you did And yeah, so Jackie was actually the founders of Feather Academy. She had the TV show over here in North America of rescue mediums that they went into homes and they did a lot more cleansing actually that way. And she's being very active. So what we're going to do is, again, those we're going to talk about her, and then we do say thank you very much, Jackie, for being actually on the show. So, is there anything though that Jackie actually sort of indicated on right when we had her and you were talking with her, though that kind of popped out to you?
Her honesty and her forthrightness, I like that. But above all that, I like that British accent that she has.
Yes.
God, I love it.
So
No, her honesty and forthrightness. She doesn't hide what she is or what she has done, and I like that. This is what I do. Take it or leave it.
yeah,
And I have a feeling that is the kind of person who would be willing to talk with you about it and not uh what's the word I'm looking for? Not let go or not try to hide anything.
okay,
I didn't sense any kind of fear in her about what she does and how she does it and why she does it.
yeah,
It's all just right out there, and I just truly admire that.
yeah, yeah. She is such a sweet lady.
Yes, she is.
I know though that she was saying though at one point though that they are hoping to get back here to North America, but who knows what rate where the energy wants her to go. So she's doing TV shows right now, and she just launched a brand new episode actually over there in England, and it was to do with her and a younger girl going in and talking. But she's over in Japan doing actually shows about historical information. And I love that though. There's so much because since she's a spiritual medium, she's coming into historical locations, right where a lot of times whenever you're dealing with police at times say, "Oh no, we can't say though that we're dealing with a spiritual medium." So, what did you think about that?
I thought that was most interesting because it's some of the same stuff that I've come up against.
Okay.
Uh, they can't say that they're dealing, oh, here in the States, they would say it, they can't say that they're dealing with the psychic because after all, that's just not what's done. And even though it's become more acceptable, it's still not done. And how she dealt with it was very similar to the way I dealt with it. So, sisters,
It's like that's it. Yeah, yeah. What I actually thought though was pretty cool though is because I turned around to her during the podcast and it's like, "Hey, can you pick up any energy from us? Just from sitting down chit chatting with us." And the reason why I did that though is because a lot of people though is once they find out though that you're a spiritual medium or psychic, which is still the same thing, um, basically though that they turn around and they say, "Okay, well read us." But I love what the way that Jackie turned around and said though that, "Hey, I'm not in tune right now with you." So
do you ever get that?
I do actually, and that happened yesterday. Um, well, not yesterday, but a couple days ago, actually, underneath my last vendor show I did. And somebody come up to me and they're like, "Oh, so we hear you're a spiritual medium." I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, can you do a reading for me?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, but I'm tuned off right now." I said, "If you want to make an appointment with me, sure, go right ahead. I can do it
No,
that way." Go
they
ahead.
always ask me. I shouldn't say they always, but I've had people say, "Oh, you're a medium," and I'm going like, "No, I'm more of a large." Kind of turns them off too, but that's
Yes.
that's just me. Um, yeah, people will do that. Give me a reading now, and it's like, when I first was getting into that, my response was, uh, uh, ooh, uh, and then as I got more into it and got involved with other people, that's when you learn how to tell them politely that no, we have to sit down and we have to take time. I'd like to talk with you a little bit, just to get some idea of the energies that surround you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's like so, but yeah, no, having Jackie actually on the show, which was pretty good though. Um, I know right now our numbers actually underneath YouTube are up pretty high. They're not extremely high, but they are higher than what we normally get. So yeah, we sat down almost a full hour with Jackie, chit chatting
It's
with her,
fascinating.
and I know though that you didn't really get to know her that well, like compared to me. You sort of watched
Well,
our,
you've known her longer too.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
but you got to watch actually some of the stuff that I sent to you,
yes, yes.
um, and and then all of a sudden you met her, right?
And it was extremely fascinating. I would like to sit down with her again and just talk about the fact that she is in England, which has a history that is, far older than what is here in the United States
Yeah,
in the sense of civilization. Well, I don't even say civilization, but in the sense of like historically and the energies that must be there, and just, do some comparisons to some of the things that I experienced here in the States, like Gettysburg, Little Bighorn, St. Augustine. Um, I'm just trying to think of some of the other places that I've been to and compare them, because most of those only go back, what, a couple hundred years, maybe,
yes,
maybe,
yeah,
and see if she picks up any, or, if we can, what our experiences were, how similar they may have been.
yeah. That would be cool for you to do that. It's like so. Um, but yeah, no. So there was quite a bit though that we actually discussed all together. I know
Oh, yeah.
we dealt with that. We've also dealt with actually now what was it? Not astronomical, or it was something to do with numbers. I think it was.
Numerology.
Yeah, yeah. We kind of talked about that, but we did talk to her for a full hour. And what else
There's a
can
lot of stuff.
what else can you say about her?
Well, like I say, I found her most delightful. Again, I would like to talk with her. Uh, I found it interesting that she, uh, oh, I did this and this. And but she just kept it on such what's the word I'm looking for? I don't, she kept it very simple. Would that be the right word? She didn't try to show off or anything like that. It's just like, this is what I do.
Yeah,
Take it or leave it.
that's like so.
And I found that most refreshing, because many times when you meet somebody who's as well known as she is, it's like, well, I've done this and I've done that. But hers was no, oh yeah, I have been to Japan. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
But it's more like, but it's, I'm still not catching the essence of it, but you get the idea.
that she's more calm.
Yes.
She's a lot more calmer. She's more down to earth
Down to earth. That would be the best way to put it.
than anything. It's like gosh, so we need people like that within the spiritual community. There's a lot of people that I've actually come across who that think that they're high and mighty because of what they've done. But no, we're actually all even. Some of us have worked actually within the spiritual field a little bit longer than others, but there's different traits that we actually have.
Well, it's like I've said this before, we all have the ability to do high-end mathematics. We all have the ability to paint like a Michelangelo, Da Vinci, not Da Vinci,
Michelangelo was
eh,
one of them.
Michelangelo, but I was
Yeah.
thinking like Picasso.
Okay. Yeah.
We all have these talents within us, but it's how this life is laid out for us, that we choose to go into physics, or we choose to go into art, or we choose to go into theater, or however, whatever. Some of us just become parents. That's it. They're just mom and dad.
Yeah.
And, it's like, and it's the same thing with the psychic world. There's some of us who are really, really adept at numerology. I, for one, am not. I can't count.
Yeah.
You're supposed to laugh. And,
The laugh track just went in. So
and some of us are very doing astrology. I never did pick up on that.
It's like so.
I can do the basics, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. I mean, that's just not my thing. And it wasn't until I really got into it that I found where my path is. And it's the same thing, it's the same thing with anybody who's getting in. I think, and I truly believe that we all have psychic abilities. They're there. Some of us should have developed it, but because of the way we were raised, or in the timing may not have been right. The time itself, like instead of being raised, say in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s, we were raised in the 50s. You didn't do that sort of stuff back then. My goodness, that's wicked. That's evil stuff. Ooh.
Yeah. That's like
and so I think that has a big influence on how we use our psychic abilities. And I think we all use them at one time or another, just for whatever reason, but we don't recognize it.
Yeah. So true. So we're gonna close this very shortly, but again, check out the episode if you haven't checked out the episode. The episode link will be just down below, both here underneath Podbeam and also underneath YouTube. Now, our next guest that's coming up, though, Eva unfortunately couldn't be here for our next guest. Jillian actually sat in, and we just talked with Deanna Brown, psychic Deanna Brown. So that's actually underneath our next one that's coming up, though, and we encourage you to listen to that. And it was a great talk with her. And then in August, though, we actually have we're doing it closer to the end of August, which is pretty much that we're in right now, but closer to the end of the month, though, we're going to be dealing with actually one gentleman. His name is Christopher. He has been on a lot of TV shows as an expert, and he's Indigenous, which is awesome. But yeah, he's right into UFOs. He's right actually into spirits and all that. So yeah, we're going to be sitting down talking with him, and that one there will be closer towards the end of the month of April right here. If I said August at any time, I do apologize. But yeah, do sit down with us actually for the podcast. It will be always posted here underneath Podbeam first, and then it goes right to YouTube. Anything else that you want to throw in before we close off the show about Jackie?
No, not really. I think we kind of got it all. I like I say, I found her most delightful, and I hope we get a chance to do another show with her.
Okay. All right. And to find out more information, you can go underneath JackieDennison.com. So that's JackieDennison.com. From us to you guys have an awesome one. We will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your time.
Sit back and enjoy this show with your host, Gypsy Lady Eva and Brother Chris, as we talk with other people within the spiritual community and see what's going on with their own spiritual life.